Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Whenever you find someone speaking on a stage and you find people, give them a virtual clap or a thumbs up so that they can get motivated and do something like that even more and feel. And whenever you find that you need to go to washroom, there's a facility outside there, but please avoid using when someone is talking on stage or using the view of the camera. Okay. Then there are some ground rules which I want to share with you that we don't talk about the sex, religions, and the politics. So make sure when you are speaking on the stage, you try to avoid this kind of topics. And moving forward, I will request you all to raise your right hand and repeat the club mission after me. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience. Members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, I will request our presiding officer to come on the stage. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
First of all, I welcome you all to 287 meeting of Virtual Toastmaster Club. And I thank you everyone for joining this meeting and making it more memorable. Today, I like to begin our session with a short story. A story that made me realize that how laughter is important in our lives. One day, I was sitting in my office, overwhelmed with stress from personal and professional issues. Eventually, me and my wife were in the same company. She was just passing by and looked at my face. She understood that something was amiss. Without hesitation, she came in and and told me, "You know, Ravi, what happened last night?" I said, "No." She said, "I turned on the mobile's flashlight just to check the time on the wall." How stupid it was, right? So this made me laugh, and with that laughter, all my tension and stress goes away. That moment, something magically happened. The happiness in my heart seemed to lift and generate a genuine smile across my face. It was incredible how that little laughter managed to resolve the stress and anxiety that I have been carrying. The experience made me realize the incredible power of laughter. It can work wonders in our lives, transforming our mood and outlook in an instant. Laughter is like a natural medicine that has numerous advantages for our well-being. I encourage everyone to embrace the joy of laughter in daily lives. Share funny incidents, enjoy humorous moments, seek opportunities to lighten the atmosphere around you. If everyone likes to share their own funny story or experience, I warmly invite you to do so. Anyone? Any funny incident? Yeah, please.
If I
Yeah, you can.
so maybe on a lighter note, I was having lunch with my colleagues, and we were talking about his experience into the Germany. And he said that my boss was having lunch with his colleagues in Germany, and then he was a Brahmin, and generally Brahmin don't eat the non-veg foods. And then my boss ordered beef there. And somebody from his colleague told him that it is beef. You know what beef is? But yes, you know, this is the beef, this is the cow meat, and you're a Brahmin. You know, yes, I know. The next question he asked, you're a Brahmin. How come you're eating the beef? So he told, cows are holy. Cows are holy in India, but not in the Germany. And that was one of the greatest laughter moment I had during that time. So thank you, Ravi. So thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Bhushan, for sharing such a wonderful moment. Anyone else wanted to say? Yes, sir. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. So this was in the third year of my college. So we were divided into clinical postings. So when we come into third year, we have clinical postings. So that's a batch of 8 in every group. So that was the time when WhatsApp status was launched, and each and everyone was more excited to put stories. So in my batch, I was the only boy, and I had 7 girls in my batch. So once we complete the clinical work, let's say on Monday we have done the clinical work, Tuesday we used to roam around and we used to avoid classes because we know once the term is over, it will come after third year. And we were posted in pedo department, in which we used to take care of childs. And usually on working day, the patient flow of children is less, and it's more in weekends. So me and my friends decided that we'll go for an outing. And one of my friend Harshita, she had her birthday on that day. So we went, we enjoyed, we came back, and all 8 of them were absent to the posting. And that day we had a camp. So there were n number of patients, and we were unaware of the same. Next day, the staff called me. She particularly called me first. Why you were absent yesterday? I told ma'am my stomach was upset and I was not feeling well and I was taking rest. She called each and everyone. One told ma'am my dad has come. One told ma'am my auto got punctured. Then she showed one of my friend has posted a story. She has taken the screenshot. What is this? So that was the most embarrassing moment. Thank Now, now let's move this session one step further by guest introduction. Any guest present over here? Please come on the dais and introduce yourself. How you get to know about Toastmaster and yourself.
Hello, good evening. Good morning. My name is Pinaki. I actually got to know about Toastmasters through internet. I had known about this thing like a couple of years ago, but at the time I was living in Surat, and I believe at the time in Surat Toastmasters were not there. And it was in my agenda for quite a long time that I want to join this kind of club or community where we can grow together. And recently I've moved in this community, and it's been 4 to 5 months, and definitely I wanted to do it for quite a long time. So I just searched on Google, and I knew that Toastmaster does exist in this world and what kind of work it does in a very briefly manner that it kinds of improve your soft skills and helps you grow career wise. So in that way, I came to know. I just contacted that person, and he kind of helped me to reach here, and I'm pretty excited to join this club. Thank you.
Now, I will invite Toastmaster Bhushan to share book of the week. So today I am presenting the book 1 Minute Manager. How many of you have read 1 Minute Manager? Good. But I would have expected more than one might have read it. The book is written by Ken Blanchard and Spencer Johnson. It was one of the New York bestseller when it was released. This book is very short. The short story I will call 112 pages, costing you around 99 rupees on Amazon. Now, what is there in this book? The book is very simple. It gives the guidance on how we should manage our team. It says that to know and to manage the team, it takes only 1 minute. So I will try to complete my review in 1 minute. It covers 3 aspects. One, set the goals for the employee or your team. Second, check whether if he has done good and praise those good things. Third, remind him if the things are not on the path. So what it emphasizes that when person comes to the organization, he joins the team, he joins the organization. He should be telling clearly what his role is what he's supposed to do, what his goals are, and then once he knows the goal, then he will be able to work on the right path. That's the one thing. Second, we have to take the time and tell him that what he has done the good. If you observe something, if you are monitoring him, if you observe something that he has done good work, it is the duty of the manager to tell him that what good he has done. And third, that if he has done some, if he has done the work which is not in line with the expectation, then manager should be able to tell him, remind him in a gentle way by some corrections and some praise associated with it, that how to be. To simplify it further, what I say is that you have to delegate. What is the goal? Giving the goal to the is the basically delegating your work. Far difficult than we understand it. Delegating is very, very difficult. We do not get our work done by employees or our team. So delegate the work, monitor it, and when you find something good, praise him. If you find something is not good, do the correction. So it has to be done 1 minute goal setting, 1 minute you have to praise him, and 1 minute you have to reprimand. So that's the way that book. This book is called 1 Minute Management. Just 2.5 hour reading only, which will cover. It is very, very simple, written in a story form, so it is easy to grasp and retain knowledge. So thank you. Over to you.
Please wait. Now you are the next person who I am going to call. So let's welcome Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bhutan.
So, good morning to everyone, Toastmasters and fellow guests. Today's theme is fostering relations in digital society. Why it's important? You know, what is the society? The humans are living in a society for so long, from the since existence. They like to live in a society where they can help each other, take the help of others, and grow as a community together. That's the way the human being lives. From the old age to the today, when we see things has evolved from initial discoveries to the telephone, to the mobile, internet, and now we are living in the digital era, wherein we call evolving society the digital society. So, what is the digital society? Digital society is somewhere you interact with your community through digital means. It will be internet, it will be mobiles, it will be online courses, going to the chat GPT and getting the answer. So that's the way it is we interact in the environment today. What has changed is the emotional touch. When we say we were in the community or a society, that we used to go physically, ask the person, get the feedback. That's the way we used to understand more and get emotional connect with the person. That connect today we are missing. How? Chat GPT, social things can give you the answers, but it cannot give you the answers to your needs because they don't know who you are. Of course, we say that AI is also learning about your, but what AI learns about you, what social platform learns about you when they respond to you, that is far different than a person can learn about you and put something better for you. So these are two different things. So when we say earlier, when I used to have my village, there was a temple, and people used to gather in the evening and they used to chit chat about entire day or think about the news and share their things, personal things. It was good atmosphere. After the work, you're talking 1 hour, people relieve the stress. They will give a solution to your problems. They will help you out of their work. Fast forward to now, when I go to the village, they remain saying, no, we cannot see anybody on the tent or the place where community is. The places are just lonely, nobody is there. Where these people go? The people has gone to the television, OTT platform. Why? Even I expect that older people should go and even sit on the what you say, the place where they can gather and share. But that is not happening. Even sharing is not happening. Why? Because earlier we used to buy at least one television, people, our family will come together and sit together. Now everybody has a mobile. So the father, mother, or maybe children, they will have their own mobile. The connect is getting missing and how it is affecting it. Let me cover into the next session when I move forward. For the interest of the benefits of the guest, I will explain the structure of the meeting, how it is going to be. So we have three sessions here. First is prepared speeches. Second is evaluation, Toastmaster session, table topic session. And third is evaluation session. In prepared speeches, we will have speeches from the speaker well prepared. And then after Toastmaster, there will be a chance for you to speak impromptu. This will be 1 to 2 minute speech, and anybody can come on stage and speak. Evaluation session is where the prepared speeches will be evaluated by our evaluator. In the meantime, when the scenario goes, the meeting is conducted. The meeting is supported by the silent warriors, which is our timer, our counter, and the mic. So let me call today's timer Harsh, one of the energetic speaker, I will say. Please.
Marvelous morning to everybody. I'll begin with a short story. Once upon a time, there was an interview of three candidates, let's say X, Y, and Z. They had to reach on 9 a.m. at the hall. X reached at 8:45, 9 and Y entered the hall at 9 and Z went at 9:50. So interview was actually not held. The person who is interviewed, he came at 9:30 and said that Y has qualified. Because he has a true value of time. He came at exact time. X came 15 minutes earlier, but he was wasting his time by sitting idle. And Z, who came 15 minutes late, has lost everything. He does not show any respect of time. Well, Toastmasters and guests, this may not seem to be realistic towards your perspective, but criterion for you is going to be same today. Today, I will type prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and the evaluations by evaluators. Now, let me share you the card protocols, which I will raise the cards and calculate your times. So first, for the prepared speeches, which is going to range from 5 to 7 minutes, I will raise green card at the end of 5 minutes. I will raise yellow card at the end of 6 minutes, and I will raise red card when the 7th minute concludes. Now, in prepared speeches, which is icebreaker from 4 to 6 minutes. At the end of 4 minutes, I will uplift green card. At the end of 5 minutes, I will uplift yellow card. And at the end of 6 minutes, I will uplift red card. Now, table topic speeches ranges from 1 to 2 minutes. At the end of 1 minute, I will elevate green card. At the end of 1 minute 30 seconds, I will elevate yellow card. And at the end of 2 minutes, I will elevate red card. Now, evaluations, which are going to be carried by evaluators, please note that it is going to range from 2 to 3 minutes. At the end of 2 minutes, I will hoist green card. At the end of 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will hoist yellow card. And at the end of 3 minutes, I will be hoisting the red card. So, Toastmasters and guests, please please let your leg not cross the arena of time because it's very important to maintain your time. I would just say that please focus on your time because time and tide wait for us.
Thank you very much, sir. So, coming to our next role, our counter is a very important role wherein it takes our speech to the next level. One of the sweet speaker, I will say, of our club, Sarika. Please explain.
Good morning, everyone who are here. First of all, thank you to our ExCom team for this. I really feel very good when I saw this on my table. And as our general Toastmaster of the day, Mr. T.M. Bhushan already introduced me. I'm here to catch your all the all the filler word and the clutch words. So personally, I think these words are always not a very odd or are very annoying. Sometimes it makes our conversation more normal and more convenient to understand others. But definitely we should try to we should try to use them as well as possible. And for that, we can do few exercise. Like sometimes we do that just because of nervousness, which we can avoid by doing more and more practice. But sometimes we are very proud of some word. Okay. Even though we can try that when we are talking in our mother tongue also, then also we are using. So if you are that kind of person, the better thing, the best way will be dictate your mind that, oh, please don't need to use these words again and again. So definitely we will able to see change in our life. Okay. And on the call of my Toastmaster of the day, at the end of the meeting, I will present my report in front of all of you. And good luck to all the lucky people who are to get a chance today to come here and use this. Thank you so much.
Moving on to the next, our role player, grammarian. EM Hiranya does not need any separate introduction as such. So let's welcome EM Hiranya with round of applause. EM Hiranya. Over.
Thank you, Timothy. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. My name is Hiranya, and I am your grammarian for today's meeting. As a grammarian, it is my role to note down good usage and not so good usage of grammar. There is a reason why grammar is important. It adds flavor to your speech. For example, how many of you like pizza? Everyone, right? Now imagine a cheese pizza in front of you. Imagine, I mean it. Now it is garnished with some of your favorite toppings, sauces, and spices. Delicious, right? Now, here, English is the cheese pizza and grammar is the topping which adds flavor. Now, if you want to add some extra cheese to your speech, so let me introduce you to the word of the day and phrase of the day. Word of the day is gullible, which means believing and trusting people too easily. A gullible woman gave all her money to a fake charity. The phrase of the day, driving me bananas, which means making me crazy or angry. You are driving me bananas with all these questions. Everyone is encouraged to use the word of the day and phrase of the day. I will present my report when called upon by the general environment. Thank you.
Now moving forward to our speeches, I would like to have the our first speaker, that PM Hiren. PM Hiren will have a speech prior. His speech do not have project. Do not have. Sorry, do not have. I'm quite curious what does it mean. It is his project 2, level 1. Project title, Know Your Sense of Humor. Pathway. Engaging humor. Let me call Yelnal to highlight to introduce about his speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, T.M. Bhushan. Good morning, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, I am evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Hiren. Before I go further, I would like to ask one question. There is a lot of buzz around one of the recently released movies. Anybody name the movie? Okay. Now, today you are going to witness open humor. Because Toastmaster Hiren is known for his humor. So Toastmaster here is pursuing the path of engaging humor. I am not sure why he is pursuing this path because he's already expert in this. So he is at a level 2 and project 1. The speech objective of Toastmasters event today's speech is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. Timer, please note, the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. The speech title is Do Not Have. Although the speech title is Do Not Have, I am sure we will have a lot of humor. Thank you and over to you, please.
I'm also curious to know that why he's pursuing the path of humor, because he has already set the standard where we always try to achieve those standards, and he has from there on he's raising the standards towards something I don't know, but at next level. So let's call TM Hiren to have some fun in the speech.
Last Thursday, our acting president, Toastmaster Ravi, sent me one message that Kiran, one speech slot is empty and you have to deliver one speech. Obviously, it was short time, so I told message him that I do not have any time. So Ravi told me that, well, this Toastmaster teaches us a lot of communication and learning skills, leadership skills. Show some leadership and take out some time and prepare your speech. I said that even if I take out some time, I do not have any topic on which I can speak about. So now he told me that, Hiran, don't drive me bananas. He got little agitated. He said that you keep on saying, I do not have this, I do not have that. Well, you have been in Toastmaster for many, many years. So choose any topic. In fact, you seems to like do not have very much. So why don't you take do not have as a title of your speech and give a speech on do not? Mr. Toastmaster of the day, my fellow members and guests, what can I speak on do not have? So I kept my mobile aside. I took a piece of paper, wrote down title of my speech, do not have, and started thinking that what can I write on do not have? And first thought came to my mind is I do not have enough money. And that was a little scary sentence. So I started thinking that why is it so, and I realized that it is because I do not have nice job. And why so? Because I do not have nice enough education to reach to that good position. And now my that in that list do not have list started becoming more and more that I do not have nice house to live, I do not have nice car to drive, I do not have even nice clothes in my wardrobe. And I started looking at my own self. I realized that I do not have tall, dark, and handsome personality. I do not have any muscular figure. Look at my skills. I do not have any skills. Just forget about communication or public speaking skills. And that just started drifting me towards almost nervous breakdown that I do not have done anything remarkable in my life so far. And it was so much nervous breakdown that I was started having some suicidal feeling that I do not have to continue my this wasteful and painful life like this on this earth. It was such a terrible experience I was having. I started perspirating, my heartbeat went up. I was very nervous, and my hands started shaking. There were tears in my eyes. And in fact, in that condition, all I could do is dial 100 emergency service. I came across do not have arrows. The operator told me that, sir, we do not have any ambulance at this. I said, what should I do then? He told me, oh, go to some OPD, some hospital. So there is one hospital nearby. So I went to that hospital. I went to the doctor and I explained doctor about my condition. So doctor checked my blood pressure, he checked my heartbeat, and doctor told me that you do not have anything. Now I had a lot of frustration, lot of depression because of my that long list of do not have. So I was trying to convince doctor that doctor, you are not checking me properly because of I cannot tell that my frustration is because of long list of do not have. So I try to grab his attention differently. I said that doctor, please check me properly because my body, this is not like a human body. This body is full of diseases. Like one day I have headache, next day I have stomach pain, third day my knee started paining. So please check me properly and give me some medicine, some strong painkiller or some antidepressant pill. At least you give me that. And the doctor gave me this very nice answer. He smiled at me and he told me that, see here, you might have a headache, but you do not have brain tumor. You might have a stomach pain, but you do not have ulcer. You might have knee problem, but you do not have arthritis. And without giving me any medicine, he sent me home. After coming home, I started thinking that this every situation or every matter or even these points all has two-sided thing. Do not have is also two-sided. And so far I was looking only one side of do not have, but then there is other side of do not have also. I immediately uh, I do not want brain tumor. And I do not have that too. I do not want ulcer. I do not have that too. Is it not a matter of joy and happiness for me? I went back to my that list again, and where I wrote down that I do not have enough money, I mentioned that at the same time I do not have total poverty. I do not have nice house to live. At the same time, I do not have to live on the street. I do not have strong muscular figure. At the same time, I do not have total weakness. And now that same list, earlier which was giving me nervousness and depression, frustration, the same list started giving me happiness, joy, and pleasure. Well, this is the point of my speech today, my fellow members, that we always thinking about one side of do not have. There are many things in our life we want, we do not have them, and that's why we keep on feeling frustration, nervousness, unhappiness. But the same do not have has other side also. And if we start feeling about the other side of do not have, we would have happiness, joy, and pleasure. Thank you.
So we're having to make the light on our facial muscle. Let's move to our next speaker. Let me call TM Vikanjali, energetic young cheerful member of our club. Later, please introduce the speaker.
Thank you so much. You really make me. Namaskar and my soulful greetings to each one of you. Today, Toastmaster Hitesh will present his ice-breaking speech from the far dynamic leadership. The purpose of this project for him is to introduce himself to the club and to learn the basic structure of public speech. Then, please note, his allotted timings are 4 to 6. Your speech title, light the fire within. All the best, Toastmaster Hitesh. Present your best. Dear audience, please give him standing ovation as soon as he finishes speech. Thanks, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Now let us call TM Viren, TM Hitesh. He is on the stage for his speech. Your speech is light the fire within. TM Hitesh, light the fire within. Over to you.
Thank you, TMOD Gulshan. Very good morning to all of you, my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. This is my 5th appearance on Toastmaster stage, and I already feel like a celebrity. It is wonderful to deliver a speech, a monologue, where nobody is asking any question to you. Otherwise, I have been to many such forums where it is difficult to make out whether you are, asked to introduce yourself or being interrogated. Dear friends, let me raise the curtain. Let me throw the spotlight on myself. Born in Mumbai, raised in Rajkot, a production engineer and MBA in finance by qualification, a corporate strategy and development professional by responsibility at work, and a follower of Indian classical music at heart. And it would be unfair if I don't mention my passion for sports, especially playing basketball, table tennis, and some athletics. These all hobbies are at the moment died down, but it can always resurface like a phoenix bird with like-minded folks. For my family, I have always been very supportive of them. But it was during this one time that I put them in real trouble. There was absolutely no solution in sight for them. When I tried my hands at cooking. This was during COVID-19 lockdown, when they supported me like anything. They ate everything I could for 3 full days. That's minimum 6 meals. But I must mention here that they were very supportive. And on the top of it, they appreciated as well. This is something very exciting for me that happened. It was an eye-opener. This small act brought me to the center stage of my self-esteem. I could do something which I had never done before. But friends, let me tell you, I realized this much early during my professional career. After completing my studies, as a young and motivated professional, wanting to make a dent in the universe, I was expecting some real analytical assignments to come my way to kickstart my professional journey. However, I landed up with HSBC Bank, that is Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corp, as a field sales officer. And my responsibility was to sell wealth management, insurance, and banking. Moving on, I did several assignments in investment banking, financial services with different companies before joining Larsen and Toubro Limited in October 2011 at Vadodara. During the course of my professional journey, there were several challenges that I faced, both on personal as well as professional. There were few moments of darkness. But then, during this time, a voice within me said, Hitesh, light the fire. Another voice said, Hitesh, sing a song. I asked, which song? The voice replied, those who wish to sing always find a song. Let me share two very important messages with you today. One in capacity of an engineer and another as a finance. Technically, it is deduced that transformer efficiency is maximum at 80% loading. Now, transformer is an electrical equipment which changes the voltage level of electricity. I believe the same is true for humans also. So, friends, please load yourself only up to 80% for any economic activity or work. By doing this, you will have the glass of your life as 80% full rather than half full or half empty. Second, money has a very peculiar characteristic. The one who spends it is never short of it. And the one who keeps it is never able to retain it. I know it is easier said than done. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to share a very important learning of my life today. Please know that your human spirit is like a fire. Think of it as a campfire. The amount of power that you have to control a campfire which goes overnight and you relight it every morning when you are on a camping trip, the same control you have over your spirit. And once you know the amount of control you have, you will know how to be happy forever. That does not mean that you will be happy forever, but you will always know how. You will always know how to light the fire. Thank you.
Thank you. Our third speaker today is PM Dukesh. One of very soft, calm, very Dukesh. Very Dukesh. So let's call the PM Tulsi to know about his speech details. PM Tulsi.
Hello everyone, my name is Master Kuldeep and I'll be evaluating our very soft-spoken as, as our team was described, soft-spoken member, Master Durgesh. Durgesh is his pathway in leadership development, level 2 project 1. The purpose of this project is to observe your own time management patterns. And his speech title is aptly named Art of Time Management. I'd like to hand it back to our team of the day.
Thank you. So, PM Dukesh, welcome PM Dukesh on the dais for this speech. PM Dukesh, the art of time, PM Dukesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. I would like to tell you about the time management. As we all know, that time management is something that's important for us, but this is something that we might struggle with it. And how many of you have planned our day, and how many of you are actually following it? And
Plan, but 80%
yeah, that's same for me too. I'm also not very much achieve that level to manage the time. Also facing the same problem and end up procrastinating. Let me share you about the one of the best example that the time management which describes our Toastmasters meeting, which is which happens on every Sunday with specific time of 10:30 a.m. and finishes at 12:30 a.m. I would like to appreciate our EXCO members who their efforts make our meeting so smooth. So it's the best example for the time management. Let me tell you one thing, that time management is it all starts with defining a goal. What is goal? Goal is something that we want to achieve through our efforts. And there are two types of goal. It's like short-term goal and another one is long-term goal. Short-term goals, which is something that we want to achieve in the near future. Like I want to complete my Toastmasters project or project 2 in next week. So this is short-term goal. And what is long-term goal? Long-term goal is all about something that that you want to achieve in distant future. For example, we can say that winning and Toastmasters International World Championship of Public Speaking. This is the long-term goal, right? So how can we define our goals? To define our goals, the goals should be specific, relevant, then timely. These are the factors that define our goal. Like for example, I would say, as we say that I like to do project today. As we are listed down the task, and at the end of the at the starting of the day, we say that I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. Instead of doing this, we should write down, I want to end this project today. I want to end this task today. And change it and feel the progress by writing, by checking the list again and again. Another thing, I will tell the story of a person named called Bob. As you all know, right? Toastmaster Pratik's character Bob. He's my friend too. So we were just discussing. He's the best telling he was the best author. And he's when the time he wants to become an author, he did apply some time management techniques. I will explain to you by telling his story. So Bob, uh, Bob wanted to become a author, and his long-term goal is to write a book, write a novel actually, write a novel. So what he did, he had decided short-term goals and long-term goals. Long-term goals is like writing a novel, but he divided into these smaller tasks. The small tasks he had listed down. So here it is. This is the concept. Here it is. The concept of prioritization came. What is the prioritization? Prioritization is a technique that we have to prioritize tasks based on our importance and urgency. So prioritization technique is, we can call it. I'd like to request Toastmasters, Pratik. This is the decision matrix. Based on this, we can prioritize our tasks. It categorized in 4 quadrants. Like the most urgent and important task, we have to do it now. Second one is not urgent, but it's important. We have to decide a schedule, a time to do it. Third one is not so important, but urgent. We have to delegate. We have to find a way how we can delegate our task. And the fourth one is not urgent and not important. We have to simply eliminate it without taking any other thoughts. So that's how we are prioritizing our tasks. Same thing Bob did. And also Bob realized this early. But the one thing Bob missing out on to reach out this goal is he procrastinate a lot. Is the enemy of the time management. He procrastinates a lot by thinking that I will start later. He waits for the right time to start. And by doing this many years, he used to procrastinate, and one day he realized, and he had to stop and make some changes to eliminate the procrastination. He told how he eliminated it by following these 2 exercises, like writing it down the daily weekly hours, and second one is to avoid the distractions of technology use. So this way he had achieved his goal, long-term goals, to write down the novel. So in conclusion, the time management is a skill, and I will already say the techniques to apply it. We are I'm not saying it like we have to achieve it in a short time period, but we can practice it daily, and we can achieve it in a longer term. It shows the result in longer term. So remembering the quote of Benjamin Franklin said, you will wait, but time will not. Thank you.
After the prepared things session, we have we got our time. Time PM first. Please, Mother Dai, let's share the report.
I can imagine the situation that the heartbeat of the speaker will be intensified because they will be quite enthusiastic to know whether they have qualified or not. But all have qualified. TM Kiran was quite on time, 5 minutes 54 seconds. And TM Hitesh was also just on the click, 5 minutes 56 seconds. irony is that TM Durgesh, he spoke on time, but he has exceeded the time. But time was happy with him, so he saved him. It is 7 minutes 31 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Manoj. Now moving to the today's theme, the fostering relations in digital society. When I gave the name fostering relation in digital society, I was a little bit hesitant whether it should be fostering or whether it should be retained. When I say they don't find the people to connect, it's not good. Everybody is busy. When they find a time, they spend most of the time on the mobile internet, online. Earlier, we used to meet people, build a relationship, strengthen it over the period of time. Now we interact with all the other interact with the people over the online platform, whether it's a LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace. You want some question, you have some question, you go to Google, and now like emerging technologies like AI, ChatGPT, Bard, Llama, and I don't know how many technologies are there. Thing and taking out the emotional connect we have with the people. So why to consider fostering relationship in digital society? The reason being is that when you move to the digital, you connect with the people, you are continuously available to the people. You're getting more friends online. You get more colleagues or more professional contacts on LinkedIn. But actual scenario, when you do need help, are those people available? Some might say that yes, I have some good friends. But that's not the case. When you are really in need, whether those are available near to you, whether they can come and help you, whether they can put their interest into your cause, that's the important. So when we had a society earlier, to meet the people, now we see how valuable people have become on the, and it drives me crazy when people are being viewed on the online side. This was not the case when the society was small. While digital platforms are making the distance close, it is also moving the love, care, empathy between the people. The importance is that when you are stressed, when I say we should go, when you chat with the person that cannot leave your stress, when you chat with the person, you cannot have those after moments when you have in person when you are talking to the groups physically. That is the importance to have the physical connect with people. Moving onwards, let me call our today's PM Pradeep table topic, sorry. So today's table topic, table topic master, TM Ananda. Yes, please.
Hi, dear fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Very good morning to all of you. So today I am your table topic master. I am generally a gullible man, but I promise that I will do not drive with bananas by the question. Okay. So today for 21 minutes or 25 minutes I am your master, but I will learn the most from all of you by asking the questions. So my dear timer, please note down the time. Each person is allocated between 1 to 2 minutes. Right? Okay. So who will come first? Let us take some diversity and embrace it. Please have a big round of applause. Who is your role model in your life and why? TN Joyce, who is your role model in life and why?
Good morning, everyone. my role model. My my role model is the Swami Vivekananda. He inspires me a lot because when I'm reading his books, uh, I I'm getting so much enthusiastic and confidence because and in my home I also actually I'm getting some books from the Ramakrishna Mission and also there is a pamphlet and some photo frames in that different kinds of motivational speech of Swami Vivekananda and it is in my home. So whenever I see it, I am very happy and I'm feeling energetic and confident. Some of the confidence come in my confidence come into me and I thought that no, I'm doing this. I definitely do this thing. I can do and I follow. Thank you.
So as a table topic master, I ensure that your impromptu speaking skill will improve. So join enthusiastically and contribute to the session. So the next I would like to call any guest. Yeah, please.
Pinaki. Pinaki.
Pinaki.
Yes.
Pinaki, just one question for you is, what is your dream car and why? Pinaki, what is your dream car and why?
It's a surprising that I do not have any much interest in cars, but that I would say a dream driver, or I would say dream drive for my life or career in a way. Of course, when I see a dream car in my imagination, I always think of any. There are two sides. At times, I think of any sports car, like mostly who drives fast, and you can like enter into the car in a stylish moment, and you come out, and people look at you, and people see you as a celebrity. That's one of the side. Another where you are totally in a dapper look, you are kind of a senior MD of a company, and you come out of a very fancy luxurious car, like Lexus or something. So those are merely dream cars, but very when we go to work. But metaphorically, people say my friends always say that I talk metaphorically a lot because I believe metaphors can be very funny at times when we talk about it. So I would say dream car, I would say dream drive for me, where I can live peacefully and at the same time, at times when I come out of my car, or I would say, I come out of my comfort zone. I come out with shine, with flying colors, because it gives me comfort at my comfort zone. But at the same time, when you come out of your comfort zone or your dream drive or your shelter, people see you as a successful or as a shining person. Metaphorically, I would say it gives the personality of your whole career. It gives the personality of your whole life and the name. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, impromptu speaking is why it is important because when you in real life situations, the questions, the problems comes without inviting. So it is a great skill. If you will practice impromptu speaking, it will help you in your life in personal as well as in professional. So now I would like to call TM Ashwin. Hi, TM. So the question for you is, how do you keep yourself inspired every day? How you keep yourself inspired every day?
Once again, good morning to fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. How do I keep inspire myself? So it was in first year. I read a quote. Motivation doesn't last long, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. So it was very difficult to get a motivating quote each and every time. It was a fine day. On Twitter, I discovered Motilal Oswal. And if you see, daily he used to post one motivating quote. And every weekend, Saturday, he posts a story which is motivating. And in third year, I had an opportunity to meet Motilal Oswal in person, and we had a meeting for 15 minutes. He came to our hostel, and I met him personally. And I went to Motilal Oswal and I called him uncle. I told uncle, motivation doesn't last long. He replied, neither does starting. That's why we recommend it daily. I told Mr. Motilal Oswal, sir, daily you are posting a quote. I'm not able to figure it out. You are posting at night 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and it depends on it transforms. It's not a particular time. So, uncle, when do you sleep? He replied, you need 4 to 5 hours of sleep. And I just read the books and I get a quote and I just copy and I paste it. And from that day till now, even yesterday he posted a story. And today morning also he posts a quote. And daily he's regular. So he inspires me a lot in life. And he is the thing which motivates. And I would personally tell everyone, he just follow and go through his Twitter thread. And now it's referred to as X thread. And definitely will inspire each and everyone. Thank you.
Good TM Ashwin. So now Motilal Oswal introduced to the station. So next is TM Kavi. Is the youngest person. Hi TM Kavi. So you heard Motilal Oswal, right? Have you know about him earlier?
Yes, I have just heard of it, but
Great. So how much money is enough for you? Sorry? How much money is enough for you in your life? How much money is enough for your life?
Okay, so good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, and thank you, Toastmaster Ananda. So the question is, how much money is important for me myself in my life? And the answer to this cannot be that I do not require much money and money is not so important in my life, because if everyone talks that money is not much important in our life, that uh, we do not need much money, that we only need happiness to live satisfactorily. But ironically, everyone is working day and night to earn money, because somewhere or the other in this world you need money in order to live a happy life. Without money, somewhere you will not live a much satisfactory or a happy life. So for me personally, as a 18-year-old boy, if you ask that how much money you want, he would obviously reply that, oh, I want a lot of money. And that is true, that I do need a lot of money and I do dream to earn a lot of money. So I cannot quote that this amount of money is enough for me. I just push myself to that mindset that whatever amount I can earn to the best of my capabilities, what I deserve. So whichever amount of money I deserve according to my skill set, that amount is enough.
So now that everybody in the room got lakhs and lakhs of rupees, I hope, from the point of it server. So now I would like to call PM Udit. So I hope you received message saying 1 billion, 2 billion, right? So okay, so so if let's say Mahatma Gandhi came here in front of you, so what are the questions you'd like to ask him? PM Udit. Just have enjoy a conversation with Mahatma Gandhi. PM Udit.
My question is, if Mahatma Gandhi came to me, front of me, what will I ask? I will ask
what will you do if someone slaps you on the right back? Will you keep your calm, or will you allow the person to harass you or slap you more? Because I don't uh, agree with the ideology that if the person is slapped you, then you will just come and do the work. So I will ask that question. I have many questions, but I know I don't have in my mind. But I will that particularly I will ask that funny question to him.
Thank you. Any yes?
That one just.
Okay, yeah, please. Janardhan. So Janardhan, now you are filled with inspiration, money, car, okay, everything, right? So now the question is for you, who is your best friend and what do you like the most in him or her? Because both can be perfect. So who is your best friend and what do you like the most in him or her? PM Janardhan.
Good morning, everyone. My best friend. I had a wonderful life with wonderful friends and family members. One friend who sticks out from the whole list is my friend named Bhaskar. I landed in Baroda 2006 in a typical Baroda hot summer. I was freshly minted out of my graduation and I came to Baroda railway station. These days, most of us travel in flight, right? And if not, at the least third AC. So that those days, we were not. I was not that privileged. So I came in sleeper. Then I stayed in a hotel Tulsi. I don't know how much you have seen that. It's very close to the railway station. And then I joined LNT, which was in BPS state. And with lot of apprehensions, I met the guy called Bhaskar. He is a Tamilian, and I was deeply nervous, and I was also it's in a new place where I didn't know Hindi, and I was coming from Tamil Nadu. So he helped me a lot, and our friendship continued. And till this date, he is the go-to person for me for any of my personal problems or professional problems. And he has moved on. He is now in Abu Dhabi, doing well, and I am continuing here. And over a course of time, his family and my family we got married, and our friendship is still growing, evolving, and there is no limit for that friendship. And I'm also excited to meet him because he is traveling from Abu Dhabi to Chennai to Abu Dhabi via Ahmedabad on April 20 on August 26th. I'll be able to meet him for maybe 2 hours at Ahmedabad airport. So, so my good friend Bhaskar, and I would like to thank DM Ananda for the segment opportunity to talk about him in front of the thank you.
What a wonderful speech. So now I would like to request him Kunal sir. Please have a big round of applause. Sir, I hope you enjoyed the. So the question for you is, what is the single greatest advice you have ever received? What is the single greatest advice you have ever received so far in your life? And you would like to transfer that advice to the youngest coming generations? Good
morning, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Well, at the age of the 44, a person would have received many advice, right? And that too when he is very for more than 20 years. But if I have to carve out a one advice that has really helped me or changed my life, It was not exactly the advice, it was a comment made by my boss's boss that hit me very hard. And that inspired me to do something better to prove myself. Because sometimes instead of advice, those kind of comments, they're more inspirational. I went to my boss with a proposal that I am ready to take a responsibility of a next step. He said, okay, fine, let me talk to my boss. Then he approached his boss. And the comment made by him to me, for me, is like, Kunal is still a green papaya. He has lot to learn. It was in the year of 2012. My boss was so nice that he transferred the same comment in inverted comma to me without any sugar coating. He said, this is what I hear from you. So you need to work on your image. You need to work on your communication and you need to work a lot on yourself. I had two choices. Either to blame himself that he is not recognizing my work or to take that feedback as positive and to work on myself. I chose the second option. I started working on myself and it took me 3 years to prove that I am worthy. And in 2015, I got the promotion which I was waiting. So yes, sometimes instead of advice, such comments helps us a lot. Thank you and over to you.
So what a wonderful session, right? We go to money, we go to life, car, advice, everything. So now the stage I hand over to TM Modi of the day. Thank you, TM Modi. This was a wonderful session where we covering from points from other covering all the aspects of our daily life. Now coming to the next session, which is before that, let's have the timers report. TM Modi.
And I can purely relate this situation because in last 3-4 sessions there have been giving table topic speeches and actually out of 7, 6 students who passed the examination. Let me tell the time report. TM Jayashree 1 minute 26 seconds. Guest Pinaki 1 minute 45 seconds. TM Ashwin 1 minute 51 seconds. TM Kabir 1 minute 32 seconds. TM Udit, it is 42 seconds and he has not qualified. Guest Janardhan 2 minutes 21 seconds, that was the highest. And the TM Krunal 1 minute 59 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, TM. Now, please put the poll in the chat box. I'm moving to our next session. Before that, I would like to cover some part of the our theme digital society. I will tell you about this, how the digital society is, and when we say why the relations are important. The next part comes how we should improve our relations in the built environment. I will say it is when I joined my first company, my boss told me that if you want to build a strong relation with any of the person, instead of putting an email, you should call him. If you want to bond with the people most effectively, instead of calling him, you should go to the person and meet him and tell your problem, then you can help it. So if you have any problem, the first step should be go to the person. The second step should be then call. And third step can be email. Of course, it was 16 years back. The things keep changing. Technology keeps changing. The way we work keeps changing. So now I cannot say that go to the person. We work in the diverse areas. It may be somebody from Canada, somebody from Germany. But we can always connect the teams now. There's some FaceTime, you can actually call them and have our cameras on. We miss sometimes. We generally been working from the different environment. We don't generally keep the cameras on, which can be little bit disconnected. So keep cameras on. I will give more suggestions to on it. First to move on the next session, general evaluator. Let us call our today's general evaluator TM Pradeep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhushan. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and speakers. Myself, Mane, and I'm playing the role of the country. And I would like to explain why the annual evaluation is important with one statement. Nothing has power to broaden the capacity of your mind than the systematic and true investigation of the experiences of our life. I once again say, nothing has power to broaden the capacity of your mind than the systematic and true investigation of the experiences of our life. This Toastmaster meeting is also one kind of experience of our life. We investigate these experiences, and there are three main methods to investigate any experience. That is what you see, what you listen, and how you feel. And today, I am going to investigate this Toastmaster meeting, and I have the team of very quality evaluators along with me. And I am sure that everybody today is going to enhance their knowledge with the help of this evaluation system. So, the first speaker, this evaluation is divided into three parts. The first one is evaluation of the prepared speakers and the tables of the speakers. The second part is report from the tag team committee, and the third is overall evaluation of the meeting. So, without further ado, I will straightway would like to call Toastmaster Kunal, who is going to evaluate the first speaker, Toastmaster Hiren. Toastmaster Kunal is someone who is very authentic in his evaluation, and he is always using some punchlines in his evaluation or in his speech also. In last meeting, I am remembering his punchline was less is more. I hope today also there are some take home message for all of us. Please welcome Toastmaster Kunal.
Thank you, dear colleague. There is a lot of pressure on me now. Morning again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm here to evaluate Toastmaster Hiren's speech. Now, the title, Do Not Have. I'm sure when you all read this title in the agenda or in this board, Do Not Have, it ignites the curiosity. What exactly TM Hiren is going to speak about? So here is the lesson learned for everyone, that we have an opportunity to engage the audience by designing a title which so Toastmaster Hiren has a 10 out of 10 when he decided this title of Do Not Have. Moving on, he started his speech by narrating a story, an incident which conversation he had with PM Ravi, which forced him or maybe driving him bananas forcefully to get the speech slot and speak about in the next meeting. In that also, he has beautifully transitioned his speech from one level to the next level. And explaining his speech title almost like 10 to 12 times, do not have, do not have, do not have, which means that he was engaging the audience at every level. And as every speech has three elements, the opening, the body, and the conclusion. So in the opening, Toastmaster Hiren used a story. In the body, he used a transition, that how he went to the hospital and the checkups, and then conclusion. The conclusion of the speech is the something that audience remembers, that audience carry home. And that is the prime reason that every speaker has to work hard on the conclusion. Now, if you have heard PM Hiren's speech carefully, you must have observed that how beautifully he has concluded the speech by exploring the different meaning of do not. And that is something which we all will carry home. Now, a speech which does not have a recommendation is yet to be delivered. So, let us evaluate that what makes the difference that PM Hiren's speech can take to the next level. PM Hiren has all the elements of the good speaker. What I would recommend is a voice modulation. When TM Hiren was speaking to the hospital guy or to a doctor, a slight voice modulation will really help audience to understand that the conversation is going between two persons. And stage movement was restricted to this floor only. A slight stage movement would definitely help to add some more drama to your speech. Overall, it was a great speech. We are lucky that other clubs do not have TM Hiren, and we have TM. This club do have TM Hiren. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Now, let us move to the reality for the second speaker. Toastmaster Gita is going to evaluate Toastmaster Hitesh. And when I see Toastmaster Gitanjali, there is one statement always triggered in my mind. And that statement is, if you want to grow lifelong, you have to learn lifelong. And she is someone who is always learning. So please welcome with big round of applause.
You elevated me. Thank you so much. Again, my soulful greetings to each one of you. Toastmaster Hitesh, my heartful congratulations to you for breaking the ice walls of shyness and coming out courageous. You presented your speech very successfully and boldly. That's close to you. Your speech like light the fire within was very apt with your speech. You have wonderfully presented about your life. Through small anecdotes of your life, explain to us how you have lighted the fire within you. Small, insightful stories of your life inspired all of us. Within a short period of 4 to 6 minutes, you explained and projected your life from childhood to the present state. Opening of your speech was marvelous. It was well constructed, well written speech. You have good language power. Content of your speech was excellent. You tried your level best to contact with the audience through you. You established good rapport with the audience. Your soothing voice and beautiful subtle smile created good ambience inside the meeting hall. Audience took great interest in your speech because you inspired them and they felt your speech that is very near to their heart. You have not used notes. That is one of the best points. It shows that you will prove that you are one day will be a great speaker in future. As an evaluator, it is my duty to give you some positive feedbacks to make you a next level speaker. Though it was just like a driving me bananas because it was so good presentation. But I thought, and then I realized that yes, there is some point where I can give you positive evaluation feedbacks. First thing that you should work little harder in your body language because you stood in one place and just narrated the whole thing. And also, I want to give you one more suggestion. Use little stage area to go near to the audience. When they will feel themselves that yes, you are with them. At last, I can say that it was well presented icebreaker speech. Always believe in yourself and don't be them. Through your speech, You have enlightened us. Well done, Toastmaster Hitesh. All the best for your future. Thanks and over to you.
Thank you for that energetic presentation. And now I would like to call Toastmaster Kuldeep to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Kuldeep. Toastmaster Kuldeep, I consider him someone who is having very microscopic observation. Please join me to welcome Toastmaster Kuldeep on the dais.
Hello everyone, I am Toastmaster Pradeep and I will be evaluating Toastmaster Durga's speech today. His speech was aptly named The Art of Time Management. Now, no one knows the value of time more than a student studying for an exam or a Toastmaster the night before he actually has to give his speech. Right? So, without further ado, let me get into it. Toastmaster Durga started his speech. Unfortunately, he held his hands together. I'm going to run through the speech as it went. So unfortunately, he held his hands together like this. That is a very closed off body language. So maybe you can use transition into putting it like this, which is steepling. That's what all the great world leaders do. So if you're going to do it, you should do it like that. You engage the crowd with a question, and the question was, how many of you struggle with time management? Which was a very nice thing, and people did respond. Your eye contact was good, and volume was not an issue. I was sitting at the back. But unfortunately, you seem to be swaying on your feet. Like I got that impression. He seemed to be swaying on his feet, so maybe he can work on that. Another thing I thought was not good was that, as Toastmaster Kunal has already stated, that every speech has to have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. Unfortunately, this was not there in your speech. A good point that you used was that you used the picture of the decision matrix that you put up here. So that was quite good and helped people understand visually. When you got stuck, which a lot of people do, you tended to look at the floor. You could have just looked up and just given a pregnant pause. And as Toastmaster Kunal had already concluded with Toastmaster Niran's speech, the conclusion is very important. So I thought it was a bit feeble, but you tried to redeem yourself with Ben Franklin's quote, which was, "You will wait, but time will not." Now this is my personal anecdote. Toastmaster Durgesh gave a speech on something, on the most valuable commodity in the world, time. He could have put a lot of humor into it. He got two teachers here. Two teachers here. If you're late to class, they would have asked you. You could have just played it into the why are you late? As an engineer, you could have said, "Oh, sir, ma'am, time is relative." Something of that sort. You could have used that and you could have added that sense of humor into it. So in conclusion, Toastmaster Brigade has to work on getting his point across, making it more lively and inserting a sense of humor into his speech.
Now I would like to call Tyler to speak the challenges for Chile. He's the good time.
Morning, okay. Good morning once again. Out of three, two evaluators were qualified. TM Brunal 3 minutes 16 seconds qualified, and TM Kuldeep 3 minutes 5 seconds he is qualified, and the TM Gitanjali ma'am took 3 minutes 47 seconds, so he is not.
Thank you, Tyler. Now let us move to the next part, table topic evaluation, and I would like to call Toastmaster Nikki, table topic evaluator, to take.
Good morning, everyone. I am Kiran Mukhi, and I am going to evaluate all the table topic speakers today. So as a teacher, I have the habit of putting remarks on all my students' answer sheet. So today I have tried to do the same. I have prepared some remarks on all the speakers. And as an Instagram user, I like to use hashtags. So I use different hashtags for all the speakers, which I'm going to pass you as I give the report. So the first speaker was PM Jaishri, and I have given you the hashtag of hashtag enthusiastic because you were quite nervous, but still you didn't lose your speech or you didn't conclude your speech very early. You have covered the time. The good thing about your speech is you had the smile on your face throughout the speech, which is a very nice thing to have. Your eye contact was not proper with all the guests or all the listeners, and you folded your hands throughout the speech. So that is the thing you're supposed to improve in your coming speeches. Then we have guest penalty. So I've given you the hashtag of hashtag confident because you were quite confident when you were giving the speech. You have good English, so you have good command of your language. You have a very nice voice, which was audible all the audience. And you also kept folded hands for some time in your speech, so you can work on that. Then I'll move to TM Ashwin. So I've given you the hashtag of hashtag humble because you look very humble when you were delivering your speech. You have a good voice, so that was audible to all of the audience. You have good eye contact, you covered the entire audience. And you are a good storyteller, that I must say, because you have conveyed your story very nicely. Apart from that, your hands were also folded for some time, and you were standing at the back of the stage while you were delivering most of your speech. So you can work on that. Then I will move to TM Kabir. I'm giving you the hashtag of hashtag innovative because the question was quite not relevant to you, being a young boy, but still you have covered, you have given the answer very well. I like your eye contact. It was you have covered the entire audience, and your hand gestures were very nice. So very good part of your speech. You looked a little nervous during your speech because again the question might was not relevant to you, but it is fine. Then I will talk about TM Udit. I've given you the hashtag of hashtag marvelous because you spoke very nicely. You also had a smile on your face when you were giving your speech, and you have a good humor, I must say. Your hand gestures were very nice, but you did not maintain the eye contact throughout the speech, and you were just standing at one place. So that is what you can work on. Then I will talk about Janardhan. Yes, Janardhan. I've given you the hashtag of hashtag optimistic because throughout your speech you have just discussed about all the positive things. Your speech has a very positive opening, which was a very good part, and you had a good eye contact and a very nice voice. Your one hand was down in the beginning of your speech, but then you managed to move that properly. Then I will talk about TM Krunal. I've given you the hashtag of hashtag pleasant because I found your speech very pleasant. I like your eye contact, your voice modulation was nice, your hand movements were very impressive, and you are also good storyteller. I cannot find any improvement in your speech because you are my mentor, so I cannot do that again. Yeah, so that is all about the table topic speakers, and I have given the table topic master also a hashtag, which is hashtag creative because he has covered a lot of parts in his questions today. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sir, for your presentation. Now let us move to the next part, that is the report of our counter and Ramadan. And please, I would request Postmaster Sarika, our counter for today's meeting, please give you.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. So here I am with my report, and trust me, this is the most toughest job for me because I enjoy so much everyone's speech over here, but I have to dictate myself again and again. then I have to take care of the hours of others, so I have to come on from that flow of speech. So I would like to go in flow only. I would like to start with our guest, Mr. Pinkani. Pinaki, I'm so sorry for that, Pinaki. As we all came to know now that you are a very good speaker, but maybe you are very user or fond of the using the word and and. So if you will try to avoid that, it will be more better for the speech. Then our Toastmaster of the day, the topic in the speech is in the words are wonderful. It will be more effective, it will avoid the long pauses and use sometimes the repetition of the words. Okay, so it will be give more benefit and power to your words. Then I would like to come on our speakers, Sri Hiren, do not have any of the ahas and ahas of plumbing word or the repetition of the word, which is very good. Then I would like to come on the TM English. There is a some kind of plumbing of the word, and as it's a, according to me, it's very normal because during the time of the ice breaking speech, we go and live our past life. So plumbing and repetition may be the normal as we are living the past life here. Then the TM Durgesh, really, as your evaluator said, TM Kuldeep, that your topic was very good. It is could be more effective if you avoid using the long pauses. And I think it will be very easy if you do the lots and lots of practice in front of the mirror. So you can do that. Then I will come on our elevator. TM Kunal, there was only a one-time use of during time the introducing the TM train. And then the second evaluator, TM Gitanjali, always as always flawless. Then the TM Kuldeep, the use of while introducing and sometimes fumbling. So he can try to avoid all that to make his words more powerful. Then Grammarly and Hiranya, she was also flawless. And then the general evaluator, I can introduce to everyone, please. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Okay, then the general evaluator, TM Pradeep, plumbing sometime may be giving the more power to his the way he's speaking, but he was plumbing. Then PTE Nikki, she is flawless. Actually, in the starting, I thought that using a R is good to give a more kick and power to the way he is evaluating, but after some time, it's using of repetition of the it's quite become very annoying or boring. Why I'm using this word annoying? Because initially your speed was your listening that evolution was very soothing and very powerful to understand, but after using the repetition of that word many times it becomes quite not good. It was not some good. Then Ananda sometimes use of the to introduce while introducing your topic to the table topic speaker. Then it's time to our table topic speaker, TM Hiren. No. Vinamikal. Yes, Jayashri using several types of use of and the long pauses, which will be a normal as we are going to this guide. And then again the Pinjani I have already said about you. Then the TM Ashwin is flawless. And then the Kabir, TM Kabir, uses several times uses of and TM Udit, long pauses. And our guest Janardhan, long pauses and uses of and again and again. Then our general evaluator, troubling sometimes. And according to me, this is all done. From my side, the troubling word and less. If anybody is left, they are flawless from my side. Thank you so much for this.
Now I would like to call Ghostbuster Hiranya, Jana to present her. Please take.
Good morning again. I am presenting my report as a dramatic. So, firstly, extra cheese for word of the day was taken by Toastmaster Bhushan and Toastmaster Ananda. Phrase of the day was used by Toastmaster today, Toastmaster Ananda, Toastmaster Kunal, and Toastmaster Gitanjali. Now I move towards the good usage of grammar. Let your leg not cross the arena of time. Oppenheimer, open humor. I started perspirating. We surfaced like a phoenix bird. Money has a peculiar characteristic, refining a goal. You will wait, but time will not. Go-to person, Krunal is still a green papaya. Ignites the curiosity. Some not so good usages of grammar. The connect is getting missing. The connection is missing. Doctor checked my blood pressure. Doctor checked my blood pressure. It was a eye opener. It was an eye opener. But then during this time, during that time, instead of doing this, instead of doing that, speeches should be delivered in the past tense. What is a prioritization? What is prioritization? By doing this many years, by doing this for many years, move to digital. Toastmaster Ananda had bit of some pronunciation today, like who is your role model, enthusiastically. At the age of 44, one statement triggers in my mind. You have good English, your English is good. And Toastmaster Sarika had some slip of tongue in the middle. She stated evaluators as elevators. That was a bit funny. Speakers who didn't had any grammatical errors in this session, they are Toastmaster Ashwin, Toastmaster Kabir, Guest Janardhan, Toastmaster Gitanjali, and Toastmaster Guru. Thank you.
Now, I would like to request Master to initiate the poll for the best role player of the day. So now, coming to the last part of this evaluation session, the overall report of the meeting. It's my pleasure to present the overall report of the meeting in front of you. I will evaluate this meeting with what I see first. The banner, poster, whiteboard, and there is no technical error. Whiteboard is updated well before the meeting started, and the meeting is started at 10:30. Sergeant at our welcome all the guests, and the first impression that he is telling by clapping itself. Before he is saying anything, he clap. By body language, he is talking with all of us. He tells all the ground rules, mission, and all things as per protocol. President, Toastmaster Ravi, as it is important in Toastmaster to Toastmaster Club is basically for personal growth, and Toastmaster Ravi explains the story of laughter. Laughter is very important to release the stress. He also involved two members to engrave his point. He also included Toastmaster Bhushan and Toastmaster Ashwin. They also shared the story. So this is good message for the audience. Book of the week was shared by Toastmaster Bhushan, 1 minute manager, and there is also 3 points for to take home. There should be importance of goal appreciation is very important, and constructive recommendation is 3 points he mentioned in the book of the week. The TMOD role, Toastmaster Bhushan, digital society. We explained that due to this digital society, we lost emotional touch. And this is a genuine problem he highlighted in the game today. And he also recommended few ways by which we can make connections with each other. That way the meet personally and do video calls while we are interacting with our relatives.
Then his transaction to the speaker is very nice. I observed that you are a little bit unprepared today. The preparation is not up to that level. And the introduction of the speaker is also sometimes you are shaking hand and sometimes you missing that point. Then the timer of the meeting, he tells the importance of the timing in the story. And the best part is he creates that momentum with his body language. His excitement is seen in the body. Toastmaster Sarika as a role, as a other counter, you explained the role very well. Why other counter role is important and how one can avoid that killer words. Toastmaster Hiranya, you connect with the audience with question by asking question, and you introduce the word of the day and the phrase of the day with example. Now coming to the evaluators. This is first time I'm telling this report. Is that a evaluator? And Toastmaster Kunal, I like the recommendation that you given to Toastmaster again. That is vocal variety. And vocal variety is very important to penetrate your message to the audience. It is same like the drill machine. When we are drilling in the wall, sometimes what happens, there is hard, wall is hard, and we require more force so that drill go forward, penetrate inside. In the same way, whenever you are speaking in front of the people, you should have to vary your voice so that it will get penetrated in the minds of the audience. So it is very wonderful point. One point highlighted by Toastmaster Gitanjali that is body language is very important. Your body speaks more than your words. And as per Melvin and Paris reports, also 55% role is of our body language. So it is a very valid point for Toastmaster. Then Toastmaster Kuldeep, in your evaluation, you evaluated Toastmaster Durge. You explained the good qualities of the speaker, then you explain what are your recommendation, then you explain good part, then again recommendation, then again good part, then again point. Instead of that, we should explain good point first, then we should give recommendation, and then again we highlight that good point. What happens to the speaker is not getting the feeling that he is doing something good. You are continuously explaining good points and then recommendations. So that is all from my side. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Coming to the last part of my session, wherein I put my team and what the takeaway points from the team could be. When I say to have the connect with the people, or I will say connection with the people, that what I have done with this. Or before that, I will say that how to realize that what connections we have lost with our friends. How many of you do you remember from your 10th batch? Those friends you remember. How many friends you remember from your college days? How many colleagues of your first job you know and you remember them? And after remembering, whether you are in touch with them, can you go to them? Can you meet them? Can you have a party with them? Can you go to the trip with them? That is simply when you transfer from one phase of life to another phase, from another phase to the next phase. Like you have some your schooling, then you have college degree, your first job, you got marriage, then you have child. All these phases demand different things from our life, and in some time we lose the connection with the people. And on the top of that, the digital environment that is today, digital goes on the reels, not the real life. What I did was, my bachelor life, I used to call 6 o'clock to my friends. Every Sunday when I woke up. I was early morning person, so I woke up. I used to call one person or two person, 6 a.m. in the morning, and those person have not, those friends have not forgotten me till date. Again, when coming to the building the connection, I'm not saying something new. Somebody said, T. Ashwin said that we need to keep ourselves motivated. That is a continuous process. We lose something in a process. This is something how that I'm just putting one effort to brush it off. Everybody knows what we should do. I'm just putting the brushing on that thing so that we remember and we implement those things into our life. Go meet the people. Reduce your OTT time. Don't put too much time onto your television. When you have some queries, we generally search on the Google. Instead of Google, you can call your friend and ask them the queries. You get the answer as well as you keep your connections. And believe me, those connections helps you to move forward in the life. For example, if you need some help, the friend is there. Facebook friend may not help you, but if you have some friend in your contact, will surely help you. If you want a job, the LinkedIn connections are not going to help you, but the professional connections which we have built and strengthened over life, those will help you. So, with this, I conclude my thing here and hand over our dais to our presiding officer, TM Garg. For me.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank each and every role players for the participation and especially team mode for coming up with unique theme fostering relations in digital society. With that theme, I would also like to the speakers who have made us laugh. TM Krunal, Hitesh, TM Hitesh, TM Hiren, TM Bhushan, TM Ananda, and TM Ashwin. Coming to the theme of digital fostering relations in digital society, I would like to share one small story. Last night, the health of my wife was not good, so the only way to have dinner is I make the dinner. So I prepared the garlic bread and I invited my brother Bhavesh to have a dinner with us. We had dinner and we talked much. After dinner, my wife asked Bhavesh to turn on the hotspot. Bhavesh turned on the hotspot and my wife asked the password. He said 02/01/2006. I wondered, in our family, nobody is this much young. In 2006, nobody has born. Then I remembered one name, Kassis. It was his friend, his Facebook friend. It made us bananas that how a one girl that he has never met. She lives in Delhi. He has never gone Delhi, and she has never came Baroda. How one girl can make this much impact in his mind that he made a password of his hotspot. He has never remembered our birthday. We always have to tell him that it is my birthday, you have to wish me. So this is the today's life. With that, I would like to invite Toastmaster of the day to uh, give the appreciation of the role players. Please welcome. So the first certificate is for prepared speaker, and the award goes to Toastmaster Hiti. Second certificate is for base evaluator, and the certificate goes to Toastmaster Krunal.
The third certificate goes to Best Table Topic Speaker, and the award goes to Toastmaster Kabir. Now, this is second time in a history of Toastmaster that Krunal's family is going a hat trick. The best supporting role player, Toastmaster Hiren. Now, the best role player goes to Toastmaster Nikki. Any guest would like to give feedback to our meeting? Then yes, sir.
I love this. So it was my first session and I'm really, really excited that it's a different kind of vibe and coming to Toastmasters that I always heard about it. And it's definitely not something quite subjective, it's quite objective when evaluators point out your different mistakes. And that is very important because for growth or for progression, objective or specific pinpoints, marks are very important. So in that way, I feel it's amazing. I'm really excited. Maybe I'm not, I'm short of words really how I'm feeling, but definitely I'm happy for what you say. And it made my Sunday really good. And definitely I'm embarking on a good journey. I believe I want to join this whole community more and more. And I want to be participating more. Thank you.
we still have 4 minutes left. If anyone wants to speak anything, then he can come.
He wants to give some.
Please welcome Toastmaster.
I'm thankful to presiding officer for providing me opportunity to act as a timer, and it was the first time I had any role in this Toastmasters club, and I enjoyed it very much. I got a good experience, and I will keep on doing roles in future. Thank you.
And give me 1 minute time, I want to show my gratitude to all our presidents as we have completed 7 years.
Please.
Thank you so much for the
Thank
time
you.
you have given me. Be my soulful greetings to each one of you. See, our club has completed 7 years. It's not the effort of any one person, it is a collective effort of all the presidents, all the ExCom members, and all the members, those who are coming to enrich this meeting. We have our first President Toastmaster Deepankar, then Toastmaster Sapna, Toastmaster Vikram today is not present, then Toastmaster Sanjay, and then after Sanjay, I think, yes, Pushkar was there, and then the great Krunal, Toastmaster Krunal, one of the best ex-president of our club. Then Baiju took the charge from him. Then Kantak, Yogesh Kantak was there, and from Yogesh Kantak, the charge taken by Toastmaster Adil, and then Toastmaster Tarun, and the present, he has not come today, Toastmaster Jyoti. Everyone have given the best of their effort. They all have accumulated, they go on adding the creative ideas, and today we have reached at this height. So, from the beginning only, from 2017, it was created in 2016 and I have joined in 2017. After just few days, few months after Toastmaster Kunal, and 2-3 months ago, Toastmaster Hiren joined this club, and we enjoyed this journey very much. And actually, I just want to say this club has made me so active. It is working like a doctor for me because when I always think of this club and the positive thinking which has inspired me to lead a happy, hearty, and healthy life. This club. All the credit goes to this club and the members, all the members. Thank you. to all.
With that, I announce this meeting as urgent. Let's gather for a group selfie.